Okay, I finished cutting up all the what will become the boxes, the extrusions, and then yesterday I made myself a quick slab. And the question is going to be, with this little slab, if I am going to have enough, since I ended up with 13 boxes, am I going to have enough out of this slab to make myself 26 ends, 2 for each box? And the way that extrusion works, with it being 2.5 inches in diameter, I need a little bit of overhang when I assemble the boxes. So over the years I've determined that the best size to make these box ends is a square that's 2 3/4 inches. So that's what I'm going to lay out. And the essential tool for me anyway is a carpenter's square. I can lay this flat and I can do all my marks and then cut accordingly to get everything cut out and get the scrap cut off too. I try, like a lot of you may have realized over time that work with slabs, is I try to avoid cutting way out to these edges. That's where the clay is, as I understand it, is probably the stretch the most, and depending on the clay you have, it's where the most cracking is taking place. So I try to keep things right at the heart of it all, right in here. And so I'm going to start by cutting off these edges and cutting off these edges and getting as square as I can. But let's make the first cut and get this stuff off. I'll save that, recycle it, forget about it, whatever I'll do. And with that first cut made, I can start squaring this up. And that's what I'm going to use. That's this square slab, nicely squared slab, is what I'm going to use to make my ends. So almost done. Trying to get the maximum without, like I said, without getting into this stretchy end stuff, you know, and try to get the most room. So hopefully I can get my 26 pieces. If I can't, no worries. That just means I'll make myself another smaller slab to get to the quantity that I need. Whatever my shortfall is, I'll just make another slab and make it good. So anyway, with this last cut, I have my nice little square. And as I said, we're gonna do a layout that has these, as many as I can get at 2 3/4 inches. So I'm gonna just scribe this along the end, and gosh, I've forgotten how many is it? It's 2 3/4, then it goes to 5 1/2. And if you don't trust your math, then double check, but I think the next one, if I remember right, is 8 1/4. I'm up here already. And then it must jump up to, oh gosh, what is it, to 8 1/4, 2 3/4 must be 11. And then if I'm blessed, I'll get to 13 3/4, and everybody's gonna be happy, and I can't see very well. There's 13 1/2, 13 3/4, and look, it's a blessed day. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of ends that now I can cut. And I'm going to make these strips using my square's edge, and then I'm going to cut through these using my trusty rib here to make the cuts. And you know, I won't go on and on about the stuff that I think is probably obvious to you, but the point is that we want to get an indication as to whether or not I'm going to have enough. And the hope is, let's flip this over. The hope is that that's the case, so I can keep on keeping on. And here's the last slice. So here we come. We're going to do some entry-level math and see where we stand. Sometimes it's the entry-level math that hangs us up. Okay, so now let's take a look down this side, and we'll give you a count. I'll mark my 2 3/4, and I won't cut because that's just boring. But here's 2 3/4. Here's what did I say? 5 1/2. Here's 8 1/4. Here's 11, and some left over. But at least we know we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm 6 short. That's okay, but for the sake of, I'll make those up like I said later, but for the sake of what I'm doing with you, this is enough to get us started and well into it, so don't worry about the others. You'll get the whole idea, and I'll make up for those off camera. There you go. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.